Hi, this is Nordic Impact Week from San Francisco and SOCAP 2017. We are so happy you guys are joining us here, and I'm standing here with two of the co-founders for SOCAP 2017, Kevin and Rosalee. First of all, I just want to congratulate you from the Nordics for 10 years of SOCAP. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So who are you guys?
Well, we are a husband and wife team. When we've been successful in 7 businesses, I've had 8 businesses, and the one that failed is, by coincidence, the one I didn't do with my wife.
So you're the important one here.
I am the important one here, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, we're two people who in our lives have looked at how screwed up people are with money and investments, and have started thinking about it pretty seriously about 12 or 15 years ago. And out of that, because of our newspaper publishing background and event background, said, well, let's get some people together to talk about it. And this is what happened.
SOCAP is about money and meaning.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean when you say that?
Well, we mean what you don't mean in the traditional way of thinking about money. So the old way of thinking is two-pocket thinking. I invest for return purely for me. I'm okay to be selfish. And then I put a small part in my second pocket to do good. We're saying you can invest with the goals of philanthropy, but with the rigor of investing in a new space between. So it's a space that didn't exist before, but it's a space where you invest with the goals of philanthropy. You want to change the world, but get money back.
And I would add to that one of the things that I like to talk about in my work around it is that we don't think about what our money's doing. We just use it as a transportation tool, or it's just a currency to get something. But that it really has an ethical footprint. And until we understand that our money is actually doing something, and think about how that money is active in the world and taking our action in the world, and think of it as our action in the world, and connect those two things with meaning, then we'll never change how we spend our money. And I think it has an ethical footprint, and we have to use it as such.
You're celebrating 10 years now.
We are.
What's the difference between SOCAP 10 years ago and now?
Ooh, there's some things that are the same. We still try to do everything with organic produce, and with Acre Gourmet and this wonderful food that they give us every year. And we try to have vendors that really align with the values of the company. The things that are different is that we're 5 times larger than we were 10 years ago. We've grown by about 20% every year. We hit 3,000 this year, which is 10 times larger than we thought the first one would be. And it's become a real movement. It's not just a conference. It's not even just a community. It's a way of thinking and a way of being in the world. And it's really cool because people don't see it as our SOCAP. They see SOCAP as their SOCAP. And that's exactly what we want.
I mean, I meet a lot of people around here, and everyone is like, this is the conference to meet people. And just the people here is such an inspiration.
Right.
And it's the meetings that really give the energy and ideas for the future. So what's the vision with SOCAP?
Well, we started with the goal, there were a lot of conferences around, and they wanted to get the right people in the room. And when you want to get the right people in the room, you're exactly wrong. You don't find the valuable stranger who could become an unlikely ally. So we look and say, who's not in the room that we could bring in, and how can we introduce those and make the connections? And so by reaching outside the places where the right people are, between the silos, we've become the largest in the world.
I know you have already a connection with the Nordics.
We do.
Yeah. What is your connection? How do you view upon the Nordics?
Well, Bertola is our connection with the Nordics. He brought us there, 7, 8 years ago?
7 or 8 years ago,
But
yeah.
I personally have fallen in love with Malmö and would love to live there. It's my happy place, going to Malmö. And I love the values of the Nordic countries, the conversations that I have with folks around the different areas of the Nordics about how life is viewed, how work is viewed, how money is viewed, just is an inspiration to me. And we just have made so many great friends there too.
Yeah, and I think now we're looking to how we can do a peer learning network with our neighborhood economics, investing in marginalized communities. In Sweden, it would be in immigrant entrepreneurs in the cities of Malmö, Gothenburg, Karlskrona and some of the others, because we found a way to invest in marginalized communities without risk, just because you can do that if you have investable entrepreneurs. So helping bring that tool to invest in immigrant entrepreneurs in the Nordics is something we want to explore, perhaps next spring.
From our team, from the Nordic Impact Week, we really see this as a great co-creation, that you guys can also give us the ideas now when we have new challenges in our society, and to keep our values, but in the same time also build a strong future in the Nordics. Do you have any plans to come to the Nordics soon, or?
We're hearing that there may be some events in March that we might come over for. We're hoping that that's the case, because we really do love to come over. So
that sounds great. You're really, really welcome if you're coming, of course, and I hope to see you there.
Yeah.
The viewers now, they're not only from the Nordics, they are from the whole world, probably, as we're going through social media. What's your view upon the future? I mean, how do you look upon the future?
Well, from a U.S.-centric perspective, we're pretty scared right now about the future. And Kevin and I were in a meeting several years ago where we were talking about the way money was moving and rapacious capitalism, and people were pretty negative in that room. And he said something that we've joked about so many times, that the future's too bleak to be anything but hopeful. And so the day after our infamous election, Kevin and I woke up and looked at each other and said, this work's even more important than it's ever been, that we've really got to get people engaged in the activism of money and in the activism of capitalism, of a good capitalism, to make the changes. Politics isn't going to do it for us. We as individuals really have to take responsibility for the world, and we feel like the world's in pretty bad shape, and it needs saving. How dare I be that audacious? And the people that come to SOCAP are the people who have the energy to do that work. So we want to keep bringing them together and building bigger and bigger community until we can make a real difference in the way the world operates.
From a Nordic perspective, I can see that a lot of decisions today are actually motivated by fear, because people fear so many things. And when I talk to people around here, I feel that they don't fear. They see hope, and they see the strength and the energy that everyone has here. And I think that's just a great thing with SOCAP. Anything about the future from your perspective, Kevin?
Yeah, I think I agree with you that contagious hope is a way to go forward, and being around people who are creating a new system as an old one is falling away. You know, when other old systems fell away, when feudalism fell away and capitalism started to grow, the people who had a vested stake in feudalism thought it was the end of the world. It was the creation of something new. As rapacious capitalism is starting to crumble everywhere, we're building something new. So we have to be, as she said, the times are too late and the situation is too dire to be anything other than firmly hopeful.
And you guys are here helping out with a new system for the economy, a new financial system in that sense. And I guess the future is longing for new system, both when it comes to politics perhaps, but also economics. Yes. So once again, big, huge congratulations from the Nordics. We're so happy you are arranging this, and this is such a success. This is my first time here.
We're so glad you're here. Yeah. We're happy to. I've been watching your videos here and there leading up to this, and I'm so happy you're here.
Yeah, and it's great that there are more Nordics here than ever before, and that we're mixing Silicon Valley innovation but new economy all together, and then trying to make a learning network to go back to the Nordics, to Norway, to Sweden, to Finland, to Iceland, to Denmark, all those places. You have such great social capital, and we have some new ways of moving financial capital, and finding ways to invest in immigrant entrepreneurs to help them be self-reliant, I think is a way forward we could work together.
So we are building bridges. You have some nice bridges here in San Francisco.
We do.
In Sundsvall, my hometown, we have a new, very nice bridge as well. So we feel connected in the sense.
Have you seen the Bay Bridge at night? Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I guess that's hopeful.
Yeah,
exactly. That's really, Okay, guys, thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin, Rosalee. Good luck.
Thank you
with
very
SOCAP
much.
and everything else that you are attending to in the future and today. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.